Hey you guys, so as promised, we are going to do some bacon barbecue meatloaf. Just saying. Those three words together, and then you add them in with mashed potatoes, and it has to be good, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put you guys up here and we're gonna get started because, you know, these kids, they just have to eat. They've got to eat dinner. I don't know who told them that I'm supposed to cook every night, but I think their dad did. What do you guys think? Hey, Brandy, how are you? All right, so we are, again, of course, going to be using the quick cooker tonight. If you weren't able to join me last night, make sure to go back and watch my live video from last night. Hey, Sam, how are you, smooches? Last night we made the most amazing fettuccine Alfredo with bacon and chicken in it. It's actually going to be my recipe for the month of September, so my hosts are going to be really, really happy. Hey, Megan, how are you? All right, so let's get started because these kids have to eat. All right, so we're going to start in the bottom of our pot, in the bottom of our pot, and you're probably wondering how I'm going to do bacon meatloaf and mashed potatoes in the same pot. So like I mentioned last night, our Instapot is a little bit different. Oh, excuse me, not our Instapot. Our quick cooker is different than the Instapot because we have accessories that go along with it. So I showed you guys last night that we have the cute little springform pan that fits in there. And then I mentioned that we have a ceramic pot that also fits in ours, okay? So you have this adorable stone. So it's part of our stoneware collection, and it's gray. And then it also comes with a silicone cover that goes over top of it, okay? So that's what we're actually going to be using tonight. So in the bottom of the stainless pot, we're going to go ahead, and I have a bag of baby potatoes. We like these because they cook really quickly. So we're going to put those down in the bottom of our pot. And then we're going to add 2 cups of water. So the thing about pressure cooking is that you always have to have a source of liquid. Most people don't realize that that's actually what creates the pressure when you're cooking. It is the water. So you want to make sure you have enough water to actually cover the potatoes. So I'm going to add a little bit more because there was more potatoes in that bag. So I'm going to have probably about 2.5 to 3 cups. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Okay, so when you get your quick cooker, it comes with this piece right here, okay? So you guys, this is an important piece. This is not just, you know, a random tool in your box, you know, all those extra parts that sometimes things come with. This is not an extra part. So if you're going to make hard-boiled eggs, you actually, in your silver pot, you put this down and you sit your eggs on top of it so that they're not directly on the bottom of the pan, because then they overcook if they're in direct contact with the heating element at the bottom. So this lifts them off of the surface, okay? And then, you know, you sit your eggs up here and then they cook from the pressure building. So we're going to put this down right inside, and I'm going to pull my camera off so I can show you guys. I'm a visual learner. You guys already know this. How's it feel to cook for only 4? Oh my gosh, Brandy. I would have cried. Me and a friend were talking about that earlier this morning, and it's actually really hard. We went grocery shopping last night, which that was kind of weird, and we still shopped. I think like we had 7 people in the house. Okay, so let me show you what I did. So down in the bottom of the pot, you guys see this? I put this piece down over top of the potatoes, okay? You guys with me? Give me a thumbs up. And then we're going to take our pot, the ceramic pot, and sit that down over top of the potatoes. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. So again, amazing pot and pot cooking, right? So think about how many dishes you can do where you can build a whole recipe, a whole meal in one pot. So one of the recipes that we did was a honey teriyaki chicken, and then in the top made this really amazing rice. So you've got a whole meal cooking in half the time, but all together. And you set it and you forget it, which is beautiful. All right, so let's get our ingredients together for the meatloaf. All right, so I've got about 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I would recommend using like probably a 92% ground beef, because you do any kind of meatloaf, you're going to want to have a little bit of fat content. You could also mix it with half, like if you wanted to use turkey instead, use half turkey and throw some pork in there with it to get some moisture. What'd she say? Brooke, y'all really are trying to get me to blow my paycheck. Girlfriend, become a consultant and then you can get this stuff for like dirt cheap. Okay, dirt cheap. I'm serious. You need to talk to Sarah. Okay, so meat is in there. We're going to crack in 1 egg. And you guys love this bowl. It's the cute little bowl from the kids line. But, I mean, we all know Becky's a kid at heart, right? So we're going to crack our egg in. Becky's going to wipe her hands off. You know, and I have to pamper chefify the recipe. So we got to throw in some of our spices. So we're going to do about 1/2 of a tablespoon of our garlic rub, because it's got to have garlic in it, right? We're going to throw in about 1/2 tablespoon of our 3 onion rub, which my husband would say it has to have 3 onion rub in it. Right, Wolf? That's like his favorite. You guys, I should stockpile this stuff. I kid you not. The amount that we go through is insane. 1/4 cup of Italian breadcrumbs. We've got 1/4 cup of barbecue sauce. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that, right? Oh, yes. But wait, there's more. All right, so we got our barbecue sauce in. We're going to add some fresh pepper. We're going to add some salt. And then the only ingredient that I need, you guys guessed it, is bacon. So we've got some freshly cooked bacon. I mean, I could eat this instead of putting it in here, right? Is that legit? Like, I can do that. They would never know it's missing bacon. I mean, I'm the one cooking. All right, so we're going to crumble up our bacon and add this in with our meatloaf mixture. I mean, Sam, you have to agree, right? Bacon, I mean, it's got to go in. It's got to go into the meatloaf. So you can totally do as much or as little bacon, or you could do it without, but I mean, come on. Bacon adds amazing flavor. Let me wash my hands. Now that I got bacon grease all over them. I met somebody at a show one time, and they said bacon grease is really not bacon grease, it's bacon life. I love that. All right, so we're going to put some gloves on. You guys, if you don't have gloves at home to cook with, this is my little tip for you guys. Gloves save you so much time, okay? It saves you so much time. When you're doing things like this, when you're working with chicken, you know, it helps you prevent contamination everywhere. But me, also, I don't like to think about the cooties that are crawling around on our meat, so I feel, wait, what in the world is wrong with this glove? The finger was like stuck in there. It was like an alien glove. Oh my gosh, or my hands are just too fat. One of the, or both. It could be both. Okay, get in there, little pinky. All right, now that we've had our glove catastrophe, we're just gonna mix it, okay? Get down in there and get it all mixed around. So what I like about this is, you know, and I've watched several Instapot videos now where they've tried to do pot and pot cooking. And what I noticed is that they don't have a vessel to actually separate their stuff. And so what they use to separate their stuff when they do it is aluminum foil. Now, I don't know about you guys. Now, there's research on both sides, right? There's always going to be research on both sides. But I'm also a believer that when I can keep aluminum, especially heated aluminum, like that's what scares me more than anything. Like, I don't mind my food coming in contact with aluminum, but when you think about the heating process and heating up aluminum foil with your food, I just, what do you think, hun? He says no, no bueno. All right, so we've got our meatloaf. mixture all mixed up, we're going to put this right into our ceramic pot. Actually, here, let me take it out so I can show you guys. We're just going to drop that down in there. And I'm just going to kind of give it a press down so that it's kind of in an even layer all the way across. Firm believer in everything being even because then it cooks evenly. Take these gloves off. Yes, if you've been to a show with me, you know I'm a germaphobe. You know I have to wash my hands 42 times. All right, so we've got our meatloaf down in there. We're going to take our silicone lid and pop that over top of it. So now we've got our silicone lid over top. This is going to go down in with our rack. Okay, so this is the other piece that you get with the accessories, okay? So we're going to take this ceramic pot and sit it down in our rack. And basically this lets me pull it in and out safely without burning myself. So now I'm just going to sit this down in and I'll show you guys what it looks like. This camera. All right, so now you guys see that we have our pot in our pot. You guys see that? Give me a thumbs up. Is that not amazing? So silicone, we've got our stoneware, the bottom, we have our potatoes down there, the meatloaf on the top and the potatoes on the bottom. So we're going to take I'm going to slide this over some so you guys can see what I'm doing. We're going to take our whole pot right into our quick cooker. We're going to take our lid. We're going to give it a twist and make R2D2 talk. We've got the power on. So like I told you guys last night, before you hit anything on here, you always want to make sure that this, your steam release valve, and this, the actual button to release it. You guys see how when I push that button, it lifts up? So if you push it, that's going to let your steam out. So you want to make sure that this button is pushed so that it's flush with the handle and this part is flush also, okay? So that's lesson number 1. I made that mistake one time. Okay, so we've got our lid on. And let me turn this back around so you guys can see. All right, so we're gonna do, let me see, I can't remember what the time is for beef. Nope, that's too much, but we went high pressure. So we're gonna do beef, the beef setting. I want this to only be 20 minutes, okay? So I'm gonna hit time, and then I'm gonna adjust it down. And then guess what? We hit the start button, and we are good to go. So just like last night, like I told you guys, this is going to spin until it's done pressurizing. Once it's reached the high pressure cooking, then your 20-minute timer will come back up. And if you didn't just hear that sound a minute ago, it locks. So you will hear when that lid locks onto the pot and you cannot release it, okay? So let me know if you guys have any questions. I will come back later to show you guys the finished product because I can't wait to eat it. Oh my gosh. And then of course, when it's done, we're going to take the meatloaf and I'm going to put some barbecue sauce on the top and I'm going to stick it under the broiler, just to kind of caramelize the top of it a little bit. And then we'll finish up our mashed potatoes. All right, guys, I'll check back with you later.